Hello, my name is Malikar. Nice to meet John. Welcome back to Steins Gate Zero. So guys, let me tell you something. No, okay, it's just 1 minute. it's very fast. It's a fast story. So I was kinda sick, right? Something like that, kinda. I went to the doctor, and the doctor got like in the background music. I don't know why, and it was a Kaigo song. It ain't me. The one with Selena. The point here is like, oh, I was like, oh, you hear Kaigo? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, you like Kaigo then, like his music and that type of music? And he was like, yeah, I really like it. And then I'm like, do you watch Steins Gate? And he was like, no, what is that? I'm like, okay, look, you kind of need to watch Steins Gate, okay? So your life can be complete. And he's like, explain to me. I'm like, no, no. I won't spoil or anything. Just enter. Really. And he was laughing. I'm like, yeah, but really, watch it. I don't know how from Kaigo went to Steins Gate, but yeah, that's my mind. I'm kinda throw everything to Steins Gate. It's like, I'm hungry. Oh, really? My ear is always hungry. Do you watch Steins Gate? Yeah, it's that bad. I'm in that position in which they ask my name when they don't know. I'm like, this is my moment. Really, I did that with one person, and that person was like, oh, what? I'm like, never mind. And then I just keep walking. I don't give my name. I'm giving Holding Kyoma. Let me be happy. Oh, Maho, yeah, he saw you naked. It's funny, and he's in the room. I will be like, look, don't come yet. Let me. You just. Yeah.
本当に悪かった。この通りだ。
Yeah, okay. Rintalon lowered his head to play towards Maho as she lay on the bed.
謝らなくてもいいわ。さっきのはあくまでも事故なんだから。
But she still couldn't bear to look him in the face. Just remembered the despair and embarrassment she felt when she saw her naked body. It made her want to bury her head in a pillow and flay her legs back and forth. Being naked in front of somebody, I think when I was like, I don't know why I'm telling story today. I think that was kind of one of my nightmares, but I think it was in the school I randomly got those nightmares. Sleeping. I don't know why. Luckily never happened. To make matters worse, she still had been able to stand up after all, and Rintaro had been forced to carry her to the bed. She'd never been touched by a boy before, and so it was only today that she realized how rude male arms were. Being carried was extremely uncomfortable, to the point where she screamed around and almost slipped out of his arms. So she had no choice but to curl herself into a ball and let Rintaro do whatever he wanted with her, which made her feel really strange. And now she couldn't even bear to look at his face.
うにゃー。フェリスが慌てたのがいけなかったんだにゃ。
Yeah. First was sitting next to Rintaro, feet under her knees with her shoulders slumped.
いいのよ。むしろ驚かせてしまってごめんなさい。
体は平気なのか？病院に行かなくても。
強い緊張が続いていたから、その反動が来ただけ。もう少し休めば回復すると思う。心配かけてしまったわね。みっともないわ。
みっともないもんか。今日みたいなことに巻き込まれれば誰だって怖い。具合だって悪くもなる。
They kinda need to change the music now. The background music is not letting me enter to the tension. He like, "Tu-tu-ru-tu-tu."
あなたでも怖い？
ああ、
そう。
今夜はもう休むといいにゃ。事件のこととかこれからどうするかとか難しい話は元気になってから考えるといいにゃ。
そうね。ええ、そうするわ。ありがとう。
There we go. Maho closed her eyes. The light went out and Rintaro and Ferris left the room. She lay on the bed and tried not to think about anything. She could hear the pounding of her heart. It would get louder and then softer. The rhythm was very strange, and she could hear a kind of static noise mixed in with her heartbeat. Oh, right. Because we learned that Laskinen, you, did something to her, but he didn't get to activate, I suppose, because she never yeah, you guys get me. Okay.
そういえば岡部さんが精神安定剤を服用しているって言ってたわね。
Or maybe this doesn't have anything to do with that. She wasn't supposed to do this, but if she looked at their ingredients, she could tell what medication had what effect. Should she take a look and have him lend her some? If that wasn't possible, she could at least get some over-the-counter antihistamines to use as sleep aid. She turned over.
大声を出さないで。
What?
言うことを聞いて。
What the hell?
さもないと命はない。
Hold this one. Suddenly she heard a voice break through the unpleasant noise. She gulped and leaped out of bed. Terror struck. Maho tried to crawl to the door, but her legs won't move like she wanted to. She couldn't stand up. The voice in her ears followed her wherever she went. It was like a wild animal toying with its prey. All of the hairs on her body were standing up on the end. Her jaw was chattering so hard she bit her tongue. She desperately crawled across the carpet and towards the door.
一人殺してみせればいい。
やめて。やだ。
ヒヤジョさん、おい。
She woke up to find herself being violently shaken by the shoulders. Oh. Okay. I was like, what the hell is my god? She looked around the room, panting. She was in bed and Rintaro was looking down at her. Her whole body was sweaty and she felt sick. There was a burning sensation deep in her stomach.
どうした？
誰かがここに。
Rintaro looked around. Paris came a moment later as well, the older man who was her butler, but they were simply standing at the entrance of the room concerned.
きっと悪い夢を見たんだ。
The antique clock on the shelf said that at some point it had gotten past 1 a.m. She must have slept for hours without releasing it.
そうね。夢だったみたい。
She took a painful breath and wiped the sweat off her forehead without realizing that she sounded just like a little child. She sent Ferris and the bottle back to their rooms. Rintaro brought her a towel from the washroom.
ひどい汗だ。拭いた方がいい。
She did as he said and wiped the beads of sweat off her face, chest, and limbs. As she was deciding whether or not to wipe the inside of her pajamas, Rintaro took the hint and turned around.
俺も自分の部屋に戻るから 何かあったらいつでも声をかけてくれ。
の、
ん？
橋田さんは？
あ、さっき連絡が来たよ。鈴葉とも合流したって。
Ah, okay.
そう。
それじゃあ。
Rintaro was about to leave her bedside, but Maho, and she couldn't believe she was doing this, reached out and grabbed the hem of his shirt without thinking.
お願い、少しだけでいいからここにいて。
ヒア長さん。
一人にしないで。
Maho was surprised by the words she was saying, but the thought of spending this terrible night all by herself was too much for her. Rintaro must have understood how she felt because he nodded without smiling.
わかった。眠るまで一緒にいるよ。
ありがとう。わがまま言ってごめんなさい。
いや、いいんだ。どうせ俺もなかなか寝つけなかったし。
What's with his teeth?
後ろ向いてるから汗だけはちゃんと拭くといい。
ええ。
While Rintaro stared back at the door, she took off her pajamas and whipped off the thick layer of sweat that covered her whole body. She tried to put her pajamas on again, but they were too drenched for her to want to wear them. She had no choice but to dive back under the covers in nothing but her underwears and bring the comfort way above her chest.
もういいわ。
Amidst the dim glow of the nightlight, Rintaro brought a chair to the side of the bed and sat down.
ここで見張ってるから何も怖がらなくていい。これなら安心だろ。不安か？
うん、大丈夫。
Maho's face felt hot from some feeling that she didn't understand. She sank deeper under the blanket and turned away from Rintaro. She softly closed her eyes. She could feel his presence behind her. The two of them stopped talking, and the only noise was the distant sound of night coming from beyond the curtain. How long did they spend like that? Just as she was about to fall into a light sleep, she heard a soft voice in her ears.
ヒア嬢さん、まだ起きてるか？
Huh?
ええ。
She felt herself waking up again. She opened her eyes and turned back towards Rintaro, only to see him staring towards the window. It was as if he was trying to see some sign that lay beyond it. His profile is so handsome. Oh my god! Ooh, 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 ooh. Okabe? Everybody fall for you now. Now that I'm upset to reality, I'm like, Okabe! Okabe's how you guys call it? Casanova. I think that's how it's said, right? Yeah. Such a no, it's not broken-hearted person. You guys know what I'm trying to mean. Okabe, you got everybody falling for you? Girl? For some reason, that was the thought that came to her.
どうかしたの？
Rintaro seemed unwilling to talk, so Maho decided to speak first. He swallowed slowly.
本当はずっと言おうと思ってたけど勇気がなかった。すまない。
何のこと？
俺は一つだけ
Oh,
一つだけ。
君に重大なことを隠している。
oh no. Maho leaned forward, not caring that he may see her chest.
さっき話したよな。別の世界線のことやそこで出会ったクリスのこと、タイムマシンやタイムリープのこと、
ええ。
クリスとその父親のことも。
ええ。
あの時本当はもう一つ言わなきゃいけないことがあったんだ。でもどうしても言い出せなかった。
His head was slumping forward in the chair. Maho waited silently for his next words. Despite the late hour, she heard a helicopter in the distance. For some reason, it sounded really loud. She hadn't seen the news, but it was possible that the media was still talking about the gun battle that had taken place this afternoon.
これは君にだけは絶対に話すべきことだったのに。
When he finally spoke, his expression was unlike any look she ever seen on his face before. It was pained, sad, and suffering, like some at the bottom of a deep, dark place. And yet there was something in his eyes that hinted at the incredible safe hatred and range.
岡部さん。
Suddenly her chest felt like it was about to burst from pain. She didn't know where the pain was coming from, but she wanted Rintaron to stop looking like that.
あの日ラジカンでクリスを。
His hands were forming some kind of shape, like he was holding an invincible knife.
クリスを殺したのは。
もういいわ。
She screamed, unable to take it anymore. She rolled out of bed, forgetting how she was dressed, and covered Rintaro's hand with her own.
いいの、もういい。それ以上言わなくていいから。私はあなたを信じているわ。だから話さなくていい。いつかその時が来たら嫌でも聞かせてもらうことになると思う。でもそれは今じゃない。その時が来るまでは口をつぐんでおきなさい。
She strengthened her grip and forced him to let go of the invincible knife. Rintaro nodded without saying another word. They simply stared at each other for a while. Maho couldn't look away from his gaze. It was as if he was clinging to something or wandering in search of salvation. She sneezed.
風邪ひくぞ。
And it was only then that she realized that she wasn't holding Rintaro's hand while we're next to nothing. Rintaro looked a little embarrassed.
ごめんなさい。
She quickly jumped back in the blanket. She curled up into a ball and tore at her hair, screaming inside her mind. She let the boy see her naked not once, but twice.
私、今度こそもう寝るわ。
邪魔して悪かった。
邪魔だなんて思ってないわよ。でもさっきの話はこの場限りにしていい？いい？
Oh.
ありがとう、ヒヤジョーさん。
お礼なんて言われる筋合いはないわ。それじゃあおやすみなさい。
おやすみ。
The room got quiet again. The adrenaline rush kept Maho awake. After a while, she heard snores coming from Rintaro's direction. Eventually, he fell asleep. He must have been tired. He went through the same attack that Maho had. Of course, he was. His breathing wasn't peaceful at all. It was pained. He may have been in the grip of some terrible nightmare. Maho hesitated several times, but finally she turned over and stretched out her hand from the blankets. She softly touched the backside of his hand. She felt its warmth on her fingertips.
クリスはあなたのことをなんて呼んでいたのかしら。
Oninkiyoma.
岡部さん？それとも凛太郎だったのかな。
She didn't know, but it didn't matter. No, it does matter.
しっかりしなさい、岡部凛太郎。この私が好きになった人はそんなに弱い男だったわけ。
She tried to think about how Carissa will say those words. And eventually, Rintaro breathing started to become more peaceful. Relieved, she let go, and then she changed her mind and grabbed the hem of his shirt again. She felt embarrassed, as if she was a little kid, but at the same time she felt like now she may not have any more nightmares. That night, for the first time in a very long while, she dreamed of a smiling Kurisu. Okay, good. I was like, don't do something. Maho and I stayed at Fari's house for several days after that. Now that Kuri's computer was destroyed, the odds that anyone would come after us had gone way down, but there was still a chance. Just to be extra careful, I stayed away from the lab. Wait, what?
Maho, Rintaro.
Dr. Leskin looked a little thinner since the last time I seen him.
教授、よかった、無事で。
魔法も大変だったね。
Hey Leskin, we don't care how you're doing. Just to be clear. Right? Okay. Oh. Don't touch Maho. Don't touch anybody. We don't like you anymore. You are not our uncle. The difference in size between them was so great that Maho looked like some kind of stuffed animal.
教授、きついです。
Dr. Leskin and Maho were living in No! So I was the only one who could see them? No, Maho, stay! Since I've been with Maho the whole time, instead of only seeing them off, I actually just brought her there. Maho, after all, was the kind of person who was incapable of getting to an airport on her own. I was amazed she survived this long, given her lack of basic skills. We held Maho's goodbye party last night at Faris' house. Faris was theirs, and so were Mayur and Mayur's okay, and the others from the Christmas party. All were sad to see her go.
リンタロウ、
No,
マホと一緒にいてくれてありがとう。本当に世話になったね。
we don't care what you think of us. Thank you very much.
いえ、
それでうちの研究室にはいつ頃来られるのかな？
We ain't not coming to your lab for you to make brainwashing to us, no. What of the labs? The one under the university? No, I haven't. I'm not fine with it. He wasn't kidding about that, huh?
勉強して少しでも早く行けるように頑張ります。その時は俺から連絡しても。
もちろんいつでも待っているからね。
We don't care. He smiled as he took my hand and shook it. I was really glad to hear it. After meeting Amadeus, my desire to go to Victoria Condra had only increased.
岡部さん、お礼を言わせて。いろいろとありがとう。あなたがいなかったら、私は今頃命はなかったかもしれないわ。
大げさだな。
いいえ、本心よ。本当に感謝している。私もあなたのことを待っているから。頑張って。
あ、君も研究を頑張ってくれ。
それでレインタロウ、事前に連絡しておいた通り、アメデウスのアクセス権は今日ここで解除させてもらうことになるんだ。
I'm going to revoking your access. You rise for Amadeus today.
いいね。
はい。
Evidently, they couldn't leave me with the access to Amadeus after they left the country. I was only supposed to test her during their stay here anyway.
クリスに最後に挨拶するかい？
そうですね。あ、じゃあ一言だけいいですか？
もちろん。
But not in front of them.
何？私にもお別れの挨拶してくれるの？
Aww. Kurisu was expressionless for some reason.
まあな。必要なかったか？
私なんかよりも先に真帆先輩には挨拶したんでしょうね。ちゃんとしたわよ。
I interjected before I could speak.
それならいいけど。
Alright. Kurisu was inside my screen. Was it a good thing that I spoke to her like this? Or a bad thing? In the end, I knew I needed to forget about Kurisu Makise, but I couldn't. I couldn't escape from this course.
アクセス権がなくなったらもう会えなくなるな。
まあ、私の話し相手になってくれたことには多少は感謝してる。レスキネン教授の研究室に来る可能性はあるんでしょ？一応再会する時まであんたのことは覚えておいてあげる。
ツンデレだな。
ツンデレ？何それ？知らない言葉を使わないで。
顔が赤いぞ。
この子照れてるわね。
クリスはシャイだね。もう
教授まで。
元気でというのはちょっと違うな。君は別に 病気にはならないわけだし、あまりヒアジョーさんのことをからかうなよ。
はいはい、言われなくても分かってるわよ。
それならいいんだ。
あんたがいつかそんな風に寂しそうに笑うんじゃなくて、
Oh.
心の底から笑える日が来るといいわね。
I guess even an AA could see right through me. Carissa McKenzie really was one hell of a woman.
それじゃ。
あ、
Carissa disappeared from my screen. I turned to Dr. Leskin and noted, deleting the Amadeus icon from my screen.
アクセス権の解除は後でこちらで手続きしておくよ。テスターとして協力してくれてありがとう。貴重なデータが取れた。
こちらこそありがとうございました。
I bowed deeply to both Maho and Dr. Leskin. As I watched their plane take off into the distance, I noticed that it felt like there was a hole in my heart. I had clenched my phone tightly, its connecting to Amadeus was gone. Oh, go. Ooh la la. Oh. Girl. Oh.
かがりちゃん、
Oh.
今日から私とあなたは正式な親子になるのよ。
They're gonna. Oh. This was when Kagari was 6. She'd been living in a facility for war orphans and getting treatment at a dedicated clinic next door. It was a completely different place than the normal hospitals, which were overflowing with casualties from the war. It was an idyllic garden, shut off from the despair of the outside world so that children could live in peace. That was where she met her mom. Mom Mayuri Shina was a class 2 caregiver at the facility who was always very nice to her.
ママがかがりの本当のママになるの？
Okay, wait.
ええ、そうよ。
Oh. It was impossible to express with words how happy Kagari had felt. Being Mom's real daughter meant that Kagari had become her real name. Kagari became Kagari Shina.
ほら、くっつかないの。かがりちゃんは甘えん坊さんね。じゃあ、ここから出られるんだよね。ママと一緒に暮らせるんだよね。ごめんね。かがりちゃんにはもう少し治療が必要みたいなの。
そういうことなんだ。
あ、先生。
Kagari didn't know the doctor's name, but he was a nice old man who was always kind to her.
あと半年もすれば終わるからね。それまで我慢するんだよ。
半年もですか？この前のお話ではあと2週間ぐらいで大丈夫だと。
それは身体的な傷の話なんだ。東京大空襲で子供が受けた心的外傷後ストレスは大人の比ではないからね。それに昨日の診断で分かったことなんだが、かがりちゃんはまだ怖い夢を見るらしい。
そうなの？かがりちゃん。そんなことないもん。もう怖い夢なんて見ないよ。楽しい夢ばっかりだよ。楽しい楽しい。
かがりちゃん、嘘は良くないよ。それでは治療はもっと長引いてしまう。夜中に怖い夢にうなされて起きることが未だによくあるのだと昨日話してくれたよね。
まあ、 そうなの。
この子の脳内に空爆の記憶が恐怖として残っている証拠だろうね。きちんと治療しておかなければ後で取り返しがつかなくなる。
そうですね。
というわけで治療を続けてもよろしいかね、お母さん。
はい。かがりちゃん、頑張って悪い病気をやっつけようね。
Mom rubbed her head. Kagari felt so at peace that she could cry.
わかった。
いい子だ。
じゃあまた後でね、かがりちゃん。ママ。
Mom took her hand away, and instead the doctor took Kagari's hand. She was taken to the usual room. There was a white reclining chair, and next to it some kind of mechanical system connected to that headset.
聞こえる、いつもの声。
君はママを守るんだ。この世界を守るんだ。そ
Oh!
のために君は生まれてきたんだよ。
She couldn't remember when she started hearing the voice, but by the time she was 6, whenever she was worried, uncertain, or in trouble, she could hear it. It was always kind and strong, and it was always cheer her up. In Kagari's childish mind, she started to think it may be the voice of God. Since only she could hear it, everyone else would say it was just an illness, but Mom was the one person who believed her.
ママを守るんだ。だから治療頑張るんだ。
Kagari's young heart was filled with the hope that she could someday live with Mom. Oh. Now, as soon as she opened the door, Kagari-shina was struck by an unpleasant wave of heat. It was early June, and this was the first day to hit summer temperatures. It was hot enough that just walking outside could cause you to sweat, but this small Japanese-style room had thick curtains and the windows were closed. The room was dark and cramped, and there were so many clothes on the floor there was no place to stand. It wasn't just clothes, there were all kinds of filthy things, bags with half-eaten snack, bread still in them, half-rotten food packs, plastic convenience stores bags flowing with trash, all scattered around the floor. Wait, and the area around the half-naked girl sitting against the wall was covered in bandage and gauze soaked with blood and pus. There were bandages tied around her exposed stomach, chest, and limbs, but these too were soaked with blood. The room was filled with a sickening sweet stench, though there was no way to know if it was coming from the garbage or coming from her. Wait, they know each other? The owner of the room, Moika Kiru, raised her head and looked at her, eyes filled with hope.
M4 まだ生きてたか。
Ah! When she saw Kagari, who was still wearing her shoes as she came into the room, her shoulders slumped.
FB じゃない。
Okay, but
誰？
alright.
命の恩人に向かってひどい言い草ね。
Okay, I was scared. I was like, don't tell me Kagari is from CERN. Moika gave a painful cough and spit up some stomach fluid mixed with blood. It stained her thighs and the floor. Her wounds must have opened again because the bandage around her stomach began to turn red. She spent 5 months like this with no treatment from a doctor. Moika had gotten into a gunfight with the Russian army and failed her mission as a rounder. She lost 2 of her companions and her target, Carissa McKee's laptop, was also destroyed. They pinned the blame on her. She was wounded and almost killed. It was Kagari who saved her and brought her to this room. But if someone with a gunshot wound went to the hospital, the police would be notified. And for some reason she never got any real treatment. Her wounds had become infected, and even 5 months later they still brought her incredible pain. Her terrible fever hadn't let up at all, and it wasn't rare for it to go from 39 degrees to 40. But Moika didn't seem very interested in her wounds. She was more interested in sending messages with the phone in her hands. She must have been sending more messages to her beloved boss. In the past 5 months, she sent almost 1,000.
どうして FB どうして返事をくれないの
FB was Moika boss in the rounders, a woman who always gave orders to Moika via text message. Moika worshipped her to a degree that far exceeded what could occur within a normal employer relationship. The shock of being abandoned by FB had hurt her many times more than her actual wounds. Kagari tossed the bag she had slung over her shoulder at Moika's feet, along with 2 plastic bags. The backpack was filled with medicine that wasn't available without a doctor's prescription. Along with it was a whole box of illegal drugs used only for the treatment of severe pain. Normally these would be kept under strict control at an hospital, where no normal person could get them. Both of the plastic bags were filled with the canned goods and other things Kagari chosen because they had the lowest probability of spoiling.
生きる気がなくなったら言うといいわ。代わりに毒でも持ってきてあげるから。
But Moika didn't seem to notice Kagari at all anymore. She was completely unresponsive. Kagari had gotten used to her attitude over the last 5 months. But she wasn't just going to go home today. She wordlessly reached for Moika's cell phone. Moika tried to resist, but eventually she had no strength left. Kagari was easily able to grab the phone. It was covered in blood and pus, but Kagari forced it into her pocket without hesitation. Moika started crawling towards her. It was like something out of a zombie movie.
勘違いしないで。FB から新しい命令よ。
Huh? Moika froze.
FB の
そう、受け取りなさい。
Kagari took another cell phone out of her pocket. It was the same Japanese cell phone that Moika had been using, minus the dirt and blood stains.
今までの回線はロシアやアメリカの諜報部に傍受されていて使えないわ。だから今後はこっちを使って指令が来る。
Wait, are you insane? Kagari, explain yourself, please. Moika reached a trembling hand out toward the phone, and in an instant she snatched it away and clung it to her chest like it was her own child.
FB はこの携帯ならメールをくれるの？
多分もう来てるはずよ。
Moika quickly opened the screen on the phone. When she saw the words on the screen, tears started to flow down her face.
M4 私の可愛い娘
For my beloved daughter, it must have been so hard for you. I know it was hard for me. Your failure was unfortunate, but I'm very glad you're alive. Get better and wait for my next message, okay? This time complete your mission successfully and regain my trust. I believe in you from the bottom of my heart. To my beloved daughter from RIP.
大変だったわね。私も失敗したこと。
I just read it. I'm sorry.
傷を治し、今度こそにあなたのことを私の
わざわざ読み上げなくてもいいのに。
Of course, it meant. Oh, right. I was like, FP doesn't write like that. Kagari had written it herself. Okay, good. Kagari's not from CERN, right? Are we good with that? Keep someone at the brink of death for 5 months, then give them exactly what they want as bite, and you can easily put anyone under your control. Kagari knew this well. The life suddenly returned to Moika's face. She spilled all the contents of Kagari's backpack like a woman possessed.
傷を治したいの。FB の信頼答えなくちゃ。
それでいい M4。
Kagari smiled satisfied and knelt down in front of her.
私が治療してあげるわ。包帯を全部取りなさい。
When Kagari left the apartment, the sun had set. She spent several hours treating Moika's wounds. Her hands still smell of medicine. It won't go away for days possible. She signed and put on her full-face motorcycle helmet. They went to the parking lot and got on her bike.
神様の声、そろそろ聞こえるかな。
She whispered. She took off on her motorcycle. It almost July. The rainy season had been that bad this year, and what little remained of it had already disappeared. Temperature-wise, summer had come a long time ago.
夏か。
In other words, it had almost been a year since it happened. Alright. Happy music. It's because like I'm tense and then they throw me happy music. Like, let me be tense. More tenseness. We gonna let it till here, guys. Okay. So Kagari is not from CERN, but knows about CERN, and now we know that she's hearing a voice. Like, really, she's hearing a voice. Thing is, does the doctor there put it on her head, or they are trying to understand that, and that's why they put some headset on her head? Kagari, what the hell? What the hell, Kagari? Oh my god. I like you more on the other side. And what will happen with Maho? Or maybe nothing bad will happen with Maho this time. Because why I think that? Okay, because it already... I just got to wait and see, obviously, but yeah. Oh my god. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And see you in the next one, if you guys want. I don't know.
Lose myself in this city now.